everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here and you popped over to see what I am up to. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. Of course, on this channel you will find lots and lots of seasonal decor DIYs and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Of course, I keep it short, but if you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channel, so go check it out. Enough talking, we are going to start a brand new DIY. And you see already on my table are our blocks. Of course, I hope you take out your blocks too and you join me right now. Of course, we can use some wax or some paint at your choice. I have here my buckets with my tools, some scissors, some brushes, some markers, some thread or some wire. We call it draad. Of course, and we are going to use our wood glue, and if you're going to use your hot glue, it's also fine. Use whatever you think is right. What we're going to make, we're going to make a Christmas tree inside of a planter box. So we will see how this will turn out. I have really no idea, but we're going to try it. So we are going to start with the box. Of course, we are going to take 5 blocks, very easy, and we're going to do some glue, and over here number 2, number 3, number 4, and 5 will be the closure up again, and this way squeeze it and press it down, and you already have one piece. We are going to make 4 of them because that will be one side. Of course, I have always my wet towel. It's an old towel and I always have it around for the glue or else everything will glue together. That's not what we want. And number 3, number 4, and number 5 again. And I only do this panel together with you, so don't worry. Don't be scared. I will not do everything together. So for everyone who does not like to see how it's made, don't worry, in a moment I will stop with it. So, but I only do this side together with you, and the rest I will do a little bit faster. And number 3 and number 4. And of course, if you are making DIYs also, maybe you like to show me how you are made it and what you changed of it and what you did with it. Maybe you would like to show a picture because we would love to see it. So our email address is always in our description. So I hope you like also to show us what you made, because I really love to learn from someone else, like we all learn every day. And this is number 4. And again, we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes, not too long. So now we did let it dry in for a couple of minutes, but we are going to be careful because it's still not dry. So I'm going to take it on the side. I'm going to make a nice thin line over here. And thin is with me always very difficult because most of the time I always have too much glue. But don't mind, I always say don't make the mistakes I do, because then it would be one big mess, because I always make a big mess. But I always love to show you. I think I'm going to turn this over and this way. And this is the last one. Of course, also a little line. Oop, you see already this what this what this what I mean. It's always one big struggle to get everything together. But don't mind me. So now I'm going to squeeze everything this way, and I'm going to get my wet towel and I'm going over it and wipe away the glue we don't need this way. And this is already one of the panels. We are going to make another one like this one, but of course faster. Already I have the 2 panels aside, then they can dry up. Of course, we are going now to do these are the front and the back side of the planter we just made. And now we're going to do the sides, and they don't have to be that big. So I'm going to go for 4 blocks. So very easy, the same like we did with the front. We just do 4 blocks together, and we make 4 blocks also, of 4 pieces. And again, we're going to use the 4th as a closure up, squeeze it, press it together in a nice straight line and lay it apart. And we're going to do again 4 blocks. And again, don't worry, I don't do everything together with you. So again, number 2 and a number 3. And this is again a closure up. And this way. And for everyone who uses the smaller blocks, don't worry, I don't forget you. In the moment when I have all the panels, I will tell you exactly what you need for your box. So don't worry if you are using the smaller blocks. I know a lot of you are using the smaller blocks, so I'm always try to give you also the measurement I would use. Of course, it's what I would use. It's not what you have to do or must do. You can decide for yourself, because it's always something of a privilege you like to use. Maybe you want a bigger box, or maybe you want a smaller box. It doesn't matter. I just tell you what I would use. And this is number 3. And again, the last one, of course. And then we already have all our panels of the boxes. And you see already, of course, you see already how dumb I am. You see, I made 4 pieces for the side. And how many do I need for the sides? Of course, I need 2. And I have 4. So I am already more active than I should have done. So I have 2 blocks extra I don't need. So I'm going to let this to dry in for a little moment. So, and you see already I have a use for this one. I just do an extra block on it. These are the 2 for the sides. I could place them over here, because I was really, like I said, a little bit too active. So I'm going to do 1 block extra, because for the bottom we need 5. So again, we do on this 2 already 1 extra this way. And so you can still use your blocks. This is already 1 piece. Of course, we have to make a straight line. And now we need for the bottom, again, 5 blocks. This way, again, make sure I have to look for if the blocks are a little bit the same size, because the blocks I use at the moment are really awful. I told you also on my other channel, on Deco Easy, I made some milk packages, and they were awful. It was really so hard to get it together, because the sizes were totally off, and then you don't even see behind the scenes. There were times I could throw away my milk packages. So, and of course, I also should tell you in that DIY what did go wrong, because I always love to show you that things go wrong in your DIY, because no one makes it in 100%. And I always so love to show you the mistakes, and you can learn from it, and so you can make it in 1 piece. And even when you make a mistake, you know everyone makes mistakes. I'm just, like I always say, an amateur like all of you. I just have something in my mind, I try it, and we will see if it works out or not. And this is, of course, number 4 of the 4 piece. Now we're going to lay them this way, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes a rest, and then we are going to glue them together, and then we also have our bottom already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side, a very small line again, and I'm going to do it on this side, place it together this way, and we're going to do it on this side also. And make sure that you have enough glue that it even sticks together, because you don't want your bottom to fall off. And this way, squeeze it and press it together. And for a lot of you who already were watching very quiet, how you say it in English, who is watching already very I don't know how you call it in English. At least you see already, if you see this one and you see my side panel, you already see the difference. That it will never fit because because this is 4 for the sides and this side is 5. If I am going to place it standing up like this, I am missing one, one piece. So even on this two, I need one extra. So I'm going to do for my side panels, it is not 4 but of course 5. So I'm going to do a block extra on this one, and then he's supposed to be fitting. And of course, so for everyone who is really confused right now, because this was a little bit of a chaos, I really do it ending. For the bottom, you use, of course, 4 pieces of 5 glued together. For the side pieces, you also do 4 pieces of 5 glued together. Do this 2 times. Of course, for the smaller sides, you use also 5 blocks, but only 1 row. So it's very easy, and then we can glue it together. Now for everyone who uses the smaller blocks, you see already I have them on my table. For the bottom and the 2 sides are the same measurements. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks row, and you need to do them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You can do 6 times, but then I think your box will be very big. If you like it a little bit bigger, it's also fine, but I would go for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 row of 7, and do that 5 times. Glue them together, make them 3 times, and you have your bottom and your 2 sides. And of course, for this side, I would only go for 7 blocks, 4 in a piece, and I would go 2 times because 1 is a very small box. I would go for a little bit bigger, so I would do 7 a row, and I do them 2 times if I was you. But of course, if you like bigger, then go bigger. So I placed first my 2 sides and the 2 smaller sides. What I'm going to do it very easy. I'm going to do some glue on this side and on the other side, this way. Place it straight up, and I'm going to do the same on this side and on this side. And we're going to place it up, and we're going to place, of course, our 2 sides against it. I have to look for where, of course, we need to be. And we're going to do this one, and then we're going to work with it and make sure that we have it in a straight line. And this way, just squeeze it and press it down. And again, also over here, press a little until you have a nice shape you want, because you don't want the shape is not perfect, because or else the bottom won't fit. So we have to be sure that everything looks, the shape looks okay, at least as best as we can. So I think I am really in the right shape. So I'm going to leave it and let it dry for at least a half hour. And you see here I have my bottom, and of course, what I totally did forget to tell you, if you like the bottom really straight with your box, that is totally fitting. I like a little bit of a little edge around it, because I like that. If the wood is coming through, so you see already what I mean. My wood is sticking over a little piece, but if you don't want to do it, then you have to do for the bottom 4 rows of 4 blocks and not 5. Then you have it really close fitting. I don't like that, but I totally forgot to tell you. But if you, that's your privilege, go ahead and just make 4 rows of 5 and glue 4 and glue them together. So I'm going to carefully try to turn it over, because he's still not dried up, but I'm going to do some glue on the bottom, very easy, and I'm going to try to do it a little in the inside, so if the glue is coming out, it's not too much is going on the outside. So of course it's not always totally working, especially not with me, because I'm always really bad with glue. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to place it on top, and then you will see exactly already what I mean with my pieces sticking over. And this way mine is, and I'm going to have to go a little to the side. Yes, I think I am almost there, if I am correctly. So you see, I like a little piece, sorry, I don't know how you call this. I'm going to look it up in a moment, because I'm Here in the Netherlands we call it een randje. So I don't know how you call it in English, but I'm going to look it up right now. So I looked it up, it is an edge. So I have a little, little edge over here. And of course on this side. But like I said, if you don't like it, go ahead and just make 4 rows of 4 blocks. So I'm going to let this dry in, give it some pressure, and I'm going to wait until it is almost dry. But we're going to go further with the inside, because this can be decorated, but the inside will be a tree. So now we're going to make the bottom of the tree, which we will glue, of course, inside of our box. It's very easy, just do 2 blocks together, this way, and this is one, and the other one. Very easy, glue them together this way, and we're going to get them up carefully and glue these 2 together. So we get a nice 4-piece like this. And we're going to get our wet towel, we're going to wipe it off this way. For everyone who uses the smaller blocks, I would go for 3 and 3, glue them together and place 1 ankle against this way. So very easy. This I would go use for the bottom. So very easy, 3, 3, glue together, and of course 1 ankle, and glue them also on each side. So you get also a nice bottom like this. Now we go for the inside of the tree. I'm going to go for a glue this way and I glue this way. And very easy, glue them together and do some glue over here. We do some on this side and we're going to place both of them on top of here. And we make a nice 4-piece. This way, squeeze it and press it down. And make sure that you have a nice straight line, and you even can place them straight up if you think that's a little bit handier for you. It's just this way, you see, 4 blocks like this, very easy. And we're going to make, I think, at least 5 or 6. I have to count, but at least make already 5. I'm going to make 5 a little bit faster. So you see already, I told you 5 blocks, but I measured out. For me, it is a little bit too short. So I did go for 7. If it is too long, I just get my jigsaw and I saw it off. But I think I'm really fine with 7 of this. And I'm going to glue this 7 together. It's almost not fitting on my table. You see, like this, I'm going to measure out a little bit. If everything is fitting very nicely, or else you have to turn around some of them so you have a nice straight line, and we're going to glue them together. So very easy, just do some glue, and we're going to do some glue over here, and we're going to make sure that we have everything fitting. And what you also can do, if your space is not too big, just like mine, then you can do it in 2 times. And we're going to do this one, because I don't think he's totally fitting on my table. I'm going to do my best, but you see already he's not really a fan of this length on my placemat. So, and again, I'm going to make a straight line, and I'm going to let this dry in for at least a half hour. So for everyone who uses the smaller blocks, I would go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 high. Then it's a little bit shorter, but not too much than the bigger blocks. I would go for this size. Of course, if you want to go up, just do 1 extra. But I would go for 9, and I will go 3 pieces glued together, 3 pieces glued together, and on top of there. And then you also have your own block this way, which I have with this one with 2 and 2 together, and you do 3 and 3 together. So very easy, and you're going to do this. I'm going to show you 9 times high, and then you have the same one that I have over here. And of course, then you can glue your piece on your bottom. In the meantime, while this is drying, we are going to make our Christmas tree. We are going to get 3 blocks, and we're going to glue them together. Very easy. And we're going to do for this one the same. And this is already number 1 of our Christmas tree. Of course, we're going to get away our glue. We're going to place it over here. We're going to get, of course, then 2.5 blocks. So you need 3 half blocks. I try not to make too much noise. I have always a bag full of half blocks. So I did with my jigsaw a package full of blocks, and all of them I cut in half. So I always have a big bag over here. I'm going to do 2.5, of course, you see. And it doesn't matter, it's not really a problem if you don't have exactly the half, because I always also do not always have the same measurement. So I always keep everything, because you never throw something away, because it's always a waste of your money. So I'm going to go for, this is already 2.5, and you see where this block is not really, really in half, but we're going to do with it. Maybe I'm an old lady, and I always tell you my eyes are getting worse, so I'm going to, sometimes I miss up with my jigsaw also. So this is 2. Now we're going to go for 1.5, and we're going to do this with this one, and then we're going to finish it up also with a half block. And this is over here, and this will be the lines of our Christmas tree, but you can go bigger, wider, and it doesn't matter how you do it, but I'm going to go for this size. And these are the pieces for the front side, and I'm going to do also double it up for the other side, because I want that my pieces can be shown on 2 sides. So I'm going to go again for 3 blocks, the same like we did with the first one, and again this, and we're going to glue them together. And a number 3, and again squeeze it and press them together until one nice line, and we're going to place it over here. Get our wet towel, wipe it off, and of course our surface. So this way we're going to go for 2.5, and this is of course 1, and we're going to go for a half block. And again, squeeze it and press it together again. Place it over here. And this way. And now we're going to go for just 2. It's very simple. But this, you can do any measurement you like, because this is not something you have to do. This is what you like. And if you want to maybe a cardboard tree, or you will cut it out a tree from some wood, it's also fine. I'm going to do it with my blocks, but you don't have to do it. I'm going to go for 1.5 block. Of course, not this one, but this one. And I'm going to glue this on this one. And again, we only need a half block on top. I don't know if I use the half blocks on top. Maybe I also do it different, but at least this will be the base. So, and now for everyone who uses the smaller blocks for the tree, I would go for 4 blocks for the first line. For the underline, the longest line, I will go for 4 blocks, but I will double it up this way, because or else you don't have room to do some letters on top. So I would go for this for the underline. Then I would go for this one. I would go not for 3, but 3.5. Then I would go for 3, then I would go for, and of course also double it up, because this is a little bit wider. Here I can get some letters on, but for one row, you see already, that's very hard to get letters on. So this one is very, if you use the base 4 blocks and just make it smaller and smaller, you can go for 3.5, you can go to 3, 2.5 and 2. And I think you have to stop at 2, because that will be already the smallest. And then you can do on top something else, maybe also a little block, but you can choose that for yourself. But this is for the smaller blocks. I have now all my pieces on my table. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my paint, and I'm going to choose for the sand color to paint everything in the same color. But of course, if you like the tree maybe in green, or maybe brown, or the basket of your box in another color, just go ahead. I do everything in this color. So I'm going to paint it, and of course I'm going to do it a little bit faster. And You see here, all the pieces are now painted. I did not totally inside of the box because you won't see it. So, but if you want to paint it inside, of course, go ahead. I took 2 pieces of wooden round slices, and of course you can also use a piece of cardboard. So if you don't have wooden pieces laying around, it doesn't matter. You can I ordered them online on AliExpress and Temu. You can also buy this kind of round, and this is 10 centimeters in the from this side to this side is 10 centimeters, and they are very handy to have in your home, and they are very thin. You can see already this is not a thick one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go now to my computer and I'm going to make a print for on top of my tree and of course for on our round. And you see here already, I have here my print. I did all about Christmas products. Of course, I do my own name. You can do anything you like, of course. And I did We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to cut all of them out. And we're going to do them on top of our tree and of course on the rounds. So the pieces are cut out. What I'm going to do, I'm going to very easy take my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge it on top of my Christmas tree and of course my round. And you see already, I'm just doing it this way. Do any way you like. So I'm going to do it very easy. And of course, there are maybe people who don't do it differently. Do whatever you think is right. And I'm going to lay my top, and you see already, I am under my glue. So I'm going to place it on top and make sure that we have a nice little round, and later I'm going to give it a nice golden round. So the edges, don't worry about it. You can easily get a piece of a marker and just mark it over. So this is already one, and I'm going to do the rest. See, I have Mod Podge, all of them on top of here, and of course I did with some gold marker, I did a line around it like this. If you like a shiny touch on your front of your print, of course go ahead and do an extra layer of Mod Podge. I don't like, most of the time I like the matte finish. Of course, if you want to use this, I understand if you don't want to use this one, but at least the letters, you can find them of course in our free printables. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my piece of our Christmas tree, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue my pieces on top of here. Of course I have to measure out how high my box is, and then I'm going to, because he has to come out on top or else it will look very strange, and you can do it any way you want. And this way, I think I'm going for a little bit sideways. I hope you can see it if I correctly, yo, here you are. You see, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do on the other side exactly the same. But of course, I don't bore you with that, so I'm going to glue this together. So, and this is how he is looking like, at least the first side, and I'm going to double up on the other side exactly the same. Of course, we're going to lay this apart, and I'm going to get my box and I'm going to do my round on top of it. And you see, I just laid my box on the side, and I'm going to get one of the round. I'm going to do some glue, just only in the middle, like this. And I'm going to place it also in the middle of our box. And I'm going to look for if I have it straight, or else the letters are wrong. So I'm going to do it on this side and of course on the other side. So I have my rounds, you see already, on my box, and now I'm going to try, because I don't know if it is already too early, but we will see. Then they will fall off and we're going to glue them again, but I'm going to just turn them over, and I'm going to try to do the same way that I do it on the front side. So on each side you see the same way. But of course, I don't know if it will work, or maybe it will fall off. We will see. And this way it stays in place. So I'm going to get the rest and I'm going to double it up this way. Very easy. Just do it the same way and try to get it doubling up like this, and this way over here, and this way over here, and this way over here. And so we have the same on each side. You see our little tree turned out this way, and I'm really happy with the result. Like you see, I did on the other side the same. What I'm going to do, turn it over, and I'm going to do some wood glue, because we have here our piece we will use as a stand. We are going to do some wood glue, and we're going to glue this first on top of each other. So a little bit of glue, and we're going to place it in the middle. And of course I have to look for that I have a straight, of course it this way. And I'm going to place it in here, and we're going to press it down and keep it in place for a couple of minutes. In the meantime, while our tree is drying, I have here a wooden top, and this is used in a fall package with some wooden fall things, and this must be, at least it was supposed to be, a mushroom. So I'm going to use this kind of wooden pieces. So if you have your craft store and you find this kind of piece, just go ahead, take them with you, because you can use them as an end, and I'm going to use this as a top for my tree. But before I'm going to do this, because the color is of course not my color, I'm going to get my black schoolboy paint and I'm going to paint it in the black color. So very easy, and I'm just give it one nice coat, and this gives a nice of the matte finish. So I will paint this, let it dry, and then we're going to glue it on top of our tree. And we're going to glue our tree inside of the box. But of course you can use both of them also separately. You can use the box separately, and also the tree on the stand is really easy just to place in your display. So I have here our box and I have here our tree, and of course I did already the top on the tree. I glued it, it's so easy to do, and now you already have your own Christmas tree, and he is even on a stand, so you can place him anywhere you like. You don't have to use the box, and you don't even have to make the box. If you want only the tree, you can only make the tree. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do some glue. Of course I have to try, I know you don't see it probably, at least I hope you can see it. I do it this way, and then you can see a little bit of it. I'm going to do some glue, and I'm going to place it, of course, in the middle of our box over here, and just place it in, and then we're going to let it dry. And you see already I place you a little bit closer. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you a simple and an easy neutral way to decorate it. I just do some simple pieces of greenery, you see, like this, and I'm going to place one on this side, of course, over here, and I place one on this side, very simply over the sides, and this one also in this side. I'm going to do one on the back side over here and just place it in, but maybe it's always better if you bend it a little bit, so it gets the idea that you have it bending over. And of course, I don't know how you see it on your way, on your side of the camera. I just always do something, but I have really no idea how you are going to see this place. And this way, and I'm going to look for, I think I have enough of this greenery. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have kind of bury some greenery, and of course I'm going to place them also inside. Just squeeze them in wherever you think it is right, and I'm going to do on this side. And of course later with the quick impression you see the total reveal, and I'm going to go for this one over here, squeeze it in, and I'm going to do this one on this side over here and bend it over. And now I'm going to do some couple of my ferns. I have a fern from IKEA. I just ripped it apart and just use the pieces, because then you have more for your money, I always say. So I have loose pieces of the fern, so I will show you in a moment that my elastic band is not working. So you see I have this kind of loose pieces, I'm going to do 4 pieces inside, one on this side, one on the other side, and in between the greenery of the Christmas. And I'm going to do it on this side, squeeze it in, and on the other side. And again, I'm going to try to squeeze it in, and this way. And now I know it looks a little bit strange if I look to you. Don't worry, later you will see the impression, then you will see the right way. And again, I'm going to do a little bit of a bigger piece of my garland, because I always buy this kind of red berry garlands, and I bought them last year for $7.99, and I thought this year it was outrageous because it was $14.99. So it is really the prices here did go up. It is really not much fun anymore to shop. Of course, we love shopping, but the prices are really, really outrageous over here. So I'm going to do here. And now I'm going to get this kind of branch. Is a little bit more of the darker, you see. And I'm going to do 2 pieces of this one also inside. And then for me is more than enough. But choose your own. If you like it a little bit more that way, or a little bit more busy, it's also fine too. I think I'm going for this one and this one. They are a little bit bigger this way, and you see now I have just a little cluster of my berries, and I'm going to place them on the front on this side under the tree, and I'm going one on this side. I hope I do it. I have really no idea where I'm looking. Maybe I don't even stick it in. You don't know. Let me know if I stick it in or not. And this way. So I keep it very simple and easy, and you see in a moment the quick impression, but go ahead with your imagination and just do whatever you think it's right. And here you see a quick impression of our Tumbling Tower Blocks Christmas tree in a box, and I'm so happy how it turned out. Especially you can use him both ways. You can use him just separately, the box and of course the tree, and you can use them with some sticky gum inside, and you can glue it inside, and you can use it as just like a kind of a planter. So I'm really happy how this one turned out. Of course, I hope you did this DIY together with me and give your own twist on it. And of course, if you're only here to watch, I hope you had fun watching. Do you want to see more DIYs? Come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. And of course, everyone, if you're not subscribed to my channel and you like what you see, I hope you give the tick the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow, and it doesn't cost you anything. So enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day. See you next time. Bye.